welcome to the show. I'm Nadia Jordana, and you are watching Where Women Talk. Our author guest today is Kim Hanzo. She's published by Fox Point Publishing. She has a number of children's books out and also that she is working on. So today we are talking with her. Let's not waste any more time. Let's meet Kim and learn all about what's going on in her writing life this year. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you could be here today. It's been a couple of years since I talked to you, so there must be some new things going on in your writing life. Tell us about your books.
Yeah, I've been very busy since the last time we talked. I think we had introduced the World of Difference series that I was working on, which all 6 books are now complete. Which has been a fun journey, and it's really nice to see that body of work come together. Each one deals with a different character trait set and breaks it down into bite-sized ways that kids can kind of learn how to incorporate them in their daily lives. And then I also have the Gnome for the Holidays Christmas book, which is just a fun little treat at Christmas time, where Santa Gnome visits 16 different countries, and you learn how they all celebrate the same holiday in their own way.
Oh, I didn't know you had a gnome book. Well, of course, they're so popular right now.
Definitely. That was also a fun one to work on.
Oh, I'll be watching for that one. And I did also notice, and I just wanted to make the point that I really think the theme on those first 6 books is special because you've got like care deeply. It's about such positive personal traits that children need to have reinforced. Love one another, walk lightly, give freely, stand together, and live gently. All those things are the kind of things that children just want. I don't know if they need or want to be reminded, but it's really good for them to be reminded of those kinds of character traits. And the parents too.
Absolutely. I actually, when I go to shows or I'm speaking with customers, obviously it's parents purchasing for their children, and the first thing they do is fall in love with the lessons that they can teach their kids. But quite frequently I have adults go, these are really for adults too. And they may look like a children's book, but the values are really important for all of us. And kind of the premise behind that body of work is the whole idea of imprinting at an early age. So hopefully if you instill those values, associate it with artwork that resonates with kids, then, those life lessons will hopefully stick with them and then, kind of pop back into memory and practice along the way.
Absolutely. And you mentioned artwork. You are an illustrator also. Is that your original endeavor was in illustration and then you branched out into books?
Yes. Yeah, I am definitely an illustrator first by nature and near and dear to my heart. I actually have a degree in illustration. My career path kind of took me, I utilized illustration, but also graphic design, a number of staff jobs, worked my way up to creative director in corporate America. And then, I missed it. I missed that aspect. So about 6.5 years ago, I left corporate America to pursue my passion, and here we are. So I've started out, I have a body of work that I've illustrated with similar messaging to the books. And then actually during COVID, when, I wasn't able to get out in the public, I needed to pivot like we all did. And I thought, well, you know what? I've always wanted to illustrate children's books. Let's start looking for publishers. So I happened to cross paths with Fox Point Publishing when they needed help with an illustrator, and it was just perfect timing. So I started illustrating with them, and then, some of my own storytelling passion and interest ideas that I had, I proposed, and the rest is history. So now I illustrate for some of their authors as well as author and illustrate my own books.
I've interviewed many other authors at Fox Point, And when I look at the covers of their books, frequently I see the name Kim Hanzo, and I really enjoy your illustrations.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. I enjoy it.
What tell me, from where springs the book illustrations? I think you've told me partially, but when you're looking for inspiration, when it doesn't just kind of blindside you like it does so many artists, how do you bring out the inspiration that you need?
A variety of ways. I am very passionate about animals, and like to experience wildlife and animals. So if I'm working on a story that incorporates some sort of critter, usually I have some sort of experience, something I've witnessed or whatever that I can draw on and I kind of see the character and then incorporate them into the actions of and the activities of the story. It kind of depends. Sometimes it's experience. Sometimes it may be something I've been exposed to recently. I'm working on a book right now where it's got just a fun character that's a little departure in style from what I normally do, but I've also been playing the Hogwarts PS5 game lately. And some of the creatures in there I just thought were fun, and I've incorporated some of those characteristics into the character. So, sometimes it's just your daily life that just gets kind of pulled in. And a lot of times it is the story itself. So you read through the story at least once, sometimes multiple times, and certain things will start to pop in your head. You just visualize and it kind of just stems off from there. And I like to, in addition to the illustration, illustrating the story, kind of try to draw graphic devices that might be relevant, to kind of have that layer of storytelling to a book.
Okay, yeah, that makes an awful lot of sense. What advice would you give to a young author and even illustrators, since that's part of your passion, who are similar to you and are looking to actually bring about a completed book or project?
I would say expose yourself to as many experiences as you can. Certainly, my career path didn't start with, I didn't go straight to book illustrating. Have a lot of experiences through my career path, and I kind of just followed my passion and where it led, made the turns that seemed necessary at the time, and it all led me to where I am now. So I would say just embrace any opportunity you do have, learn everything you can from it, because you'll take it with you where your next step goes, and follow your passion, practice, and believe in yourself. If you have a goal in mind, you just take the baby steps to steer the ship in that direction.
Absolutely. And as far as support in your family and friends and other associates, is that there for you?
Oh, absolutely. It has to be. Starting your own business is not for the faint of heart. And the illustration world is not the most lucrative compared to some. So it's necessary to have that support system. There are days that are excellent and there are days that are tough. And in those tough days is when that network of friends and family that remind you there is a reason you're doing this. There's a calling that you're fulfilling, that I'm fulfilling, that kind of just keep you moving down the track. Because there's some days you're like, well, I don't know if this is working, but and then moments like this where I'm on here with you, Nadia, and there's a reason for that, and I'm very grateful for it. And again, baby steps to steer the ship, so one day at a time, and just keep your chin up and focused on the end goal.
I just thought about this. Do you have children yourself, Kim?
I do. I have 3. They're actually teenagers now, so a little beyond the body of work that I produce, but it was inspired by raising them for sure.
That's what I was going to ask, is how they responded to it. But teenagers, yeah, that response could be all over the map with them.
Well, absolutely. You know, and they were younger when I started. So they still are very supportive and talk about support system. There are times when, you know, they'll acknowledge work that I'm doing, or, you know, whether there's a change in life status or whatever, and they'll say, you know, you're going to keep doing this, right? You know, and that's encouraging because they love to see me do it. And I love the example that it sets for them.
That's an exciting example for the kids to see their mom
For sure.
making it in a career, and a creative career, because creative careers are, in my estimation, more difficult to get from point A to point B, as you might think. There's a lot of effort and work that goes into that, so they must be proud.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Well, is there something that I haven't asked you that you for sure would like the audience to know? And maybe then after that, you could show me a couple of covers of your books.
Oh, sure. You know, I feel like I kind of incorporated this a little bit in when we were talking about support system. I don't usually out myself. I just turned 50, which I didn't love at first. Now I'm embracing it. But I guess point being, you know, you can restart your interest, your passions at any age. You know, here I am doing what I love, and I'm so thankful for it, and all the experiences that I've had that have led up to this, the friends, you know, the support system and the experience that has led to this point. And, you know, we weathered COVID and all kinds of hurdles, that, you know, I'm looking forward to brighter days, and we're going to keep on moving, and follow me if you want to. And, you know, we're just going to keep on growing this.
Fantastic. And oh, show me a couple of covers of your books.
Yep. So the first one was Stand Together, Roly Poly Little Penguins, and this one deals with community. Then was Walk Lightly. This one is very timely right now. It deals with caring for the earth, and we've got Earth Day coming up in April. And I should note that each one is set in a different continent. So Stand Together, Antarctica. This one is South America. Then we've got the African Plains, Give Freely. This one focuses on generosity. Live Gently is North America, and this one is generally being a good citizen, mindfulness, and that self-care, as well as conflict resolution. Care Deeply is about caring and kindness, and this one's in Australia. And then Love One Another is the grand finale, and this one incorporates Europe and Asia. And just as the title says, it focuses on the different ways that we express love to each other.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, Kim, thank you so much for being on the show today.
I appreciate being here, and I appreciate the opportunity, Nadia.
All right, we'll talk to you again next time.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.